A journey begins with one small step. It doesn't matter how hard you hit, whether you win or lose. What matters is that you have a common goal. And to reach that goal, it takes a band of brothers acting as one. Every week, we come together to witness these gladiators of the gridiron pour their heart and soul onto the field. This is Wendy's Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
This is the legendary Crispin Field, where tonight it's a Wyoming Valley Conference clash between the Dallas Mountaineers and the Berwick Bulldogs. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob Ide, and welcome to Week 2 of high school football. Joining me in the booth is a Hall of Fame coach, a Hall of Fame player. He's in Canton, Stan Kaharski. Coach, let's talk about Dallas first. A big win over Coughlin last week. It appears this Mountaineer team might be back.
Well, it's a great start of the season. They really did a good job against Coughlin, and Richie Manello, their head coach, is very optimistic about where they're headed this year. Even though they're relatively young, he feels that they've had a great offseason. His younger players that got some experience last year, a lot of those freshmen or sophomores playing like juniors, so he's very optimistic about tonight's game.
One of those sophomores is our Plaza House Furniture player of the game. He's a running back, Lenny Kelly.
Well, 206 yards, 4 rushing touchdowns, 1 pick for a return for a touchdown. Obviously, his offensive line must have done a pretty good job, but that's an impressive opening night for a young man like that.
Our other Plaza House Furniture player of the game for Berwick is a jack of all trades. It's Evan Klinger.
Again, he's going to be the go-to guy for Frank's team. He had a great game last week against Hazleton, and I'm sure he's going to be a leader on this football team.
When we come back, it's the starting lineups and the opening kick. It's the 20th meeting between these two teams. Berwick has won the last 6. Can the Mountaineers break that streak tonight? We'll have that for you next.
This is Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
Here come the Dallas Mountaineers, 1-0 on this early season. They'll be taking on the Berwick Bulldogs. Their home opener tonight, also with a big win last week. They beat Hazleton 24-7. Welcome back, everyone, to Crispin Field in Berwick for Friday Night Rivals. Dallas, Berwick get set to clash, and not only is this a clash in the Wyoming Valley Conference, it's a clash between two old friends. And for more on that, we joined a third member of our crew tonight, Aaron Dugan.
That's absolutely right, Bob. As many local football fans know, these two coaches go way back, all the way back to their time at King's College and Wilkes University. They have a nice, friendly rivalry going on. Rush Manello coached 17 seasons at King's College. Coach Sheptalk at Wilkes for 18 seasons. Now they met 14 times collegially. Sheptalk has the advantage there. He was 10-4 against Kings, but as I mentioned, Bob, it is a friendly rivalry, but hey, it's still a fierce one, because what's more fun than being able to play against your friend and beat him out here on the field
throughout the contest.
Well, thank you, Aaron. That will be an interesting talk after the game. The weather tonight, beautiful for high school football. 64 degrees, partly cloudy, sun is setting, and the wind is minimal. So Stan Kaharski, we're ready for week number 2. Last year, 42-0 Berwick. Definitely, we think, a better game tonight.
Absolutely. Both teams stood out the first weekend, and this should be a great game. It's two great rivalries, two coaches that are very close friends.
So Dallas won the toss. They deferred. Nate Moransky teeing up. Back to receive, number 8, Evan Klinger. So we are underway at Crispin Field, week number 2. This is Tegan Wilk, number 7. He brings it up to the 15-yard line. Time now to check out our Toyota starting lineup. For the Bulldogs, we'll see Forrest Klinger and Shoemaker up there. Alex Catforce in for Jarrett Marshman, who was injured. The receivers, very good. Beckhorn, and last year had 10 catches. Up front, big and strong. Just 2 seniors, though, Monaco and Strother. So Berwick last week, 24 points, 226 yards rushing, and Can't even get our first playoff stand. We have a flag.
Misalignment. Somebody was offsides or in the neutral zone, one or the other. Looks like Dallas was in the neutral zone, Bob.
So you would think Earl Harris, our referee tonight, out of the Wyoming Valley chapter. So that means we'll see Alex Force, the junior quarterback, in there. And there's Klinger just for a couple of yards.
It's going to be interesting who's going to be able to establish the line of scrimmage, Bob. You've got two very distinguished tailbacks, and it's going to be up to those guys wearing those 50s, 60s, and 70s to determine the outcome of this game.
So a quick pace by the Bulldogs. Force out to Beckhorn, gets the first down.
I like that. Quick three-step drop there, actually. He's back there. Stop pattern by number 14.
So again, Alex Force, number 2, found out, I'd say mid-August, that Jared Marshman, the starting returning quarterback, hurt his ankle. He'll be out for at least a couple more weeks. He stepped right in. He's played very well, 90 yards last week through the air. So here now the Toyota starting lineup on the defensive side. For the Dallas Mountaineers, just 7 points given up last week. Watch out for Michael Anderson in the middle.
That was a great play by Taylor Balestic.
We'll check out the Dallas starting lineup in a minute. Zone read, forced on the keeper. Up out at the 40.
That's a great mesh, and it's a smart play by Force to step out of bounds. Intelligent.
Force's first rushing yards on the season. He threw the ball very well against Hazleton last week. Beckhorn on the outside, picks up 8 to the 49-yard line.
Just quick bubble screen. Beckhorn looks like he can run after he catches the football. You see here, good fake.
Beckhorn has the wheels out there. Last year caught 10 passes for 105 yards. Force with a big gap inside Mountaineer territory.
That's one of the things about this spread offense. You have to defend that quarterback. If he's a running threat, as Force appears to be, that's 2 rushes that he's already had.
Now the Toyota Dallas starting lineup. Up front, watch out for Michael Anderson in there, 280 pounds. Linebackers very active, David Schuster in the middle. And the secondary is young, but again, very powerful. Lenny Kelly right there, too. So a bit of a mishap on the snap stand, but right into Klinger's hands for a nice gain.
Yeah, and he looked like he knew what to do with it. It's great alertness on his part. Saw an opening, picked up about 7 or 8 yards, not more.
So a couple of Sunbury Motors first downs on this drive, which started at the 15-yard line.
That's a great defensive play by Christian Motley. Knocked that ball away.
Trying to get it out to Seeley on the end. So you see what Berwick is trying to do, a little more up-tempo than maybe we're used to.
The pace, they're setting the pace. And of course, this is going to wear out the, especially the front of the Mountaineers. Wide open.
Down the middle to Joe Force. Big gain, first and goal, Berwick at the 2.
Great read on the part of Alex Force, right from the line of scrimmage. Ralph Norris was wide open. Here you'll see quick fake, releases the ball very quickly, catches it in stride, gets down to inside the 5-yard line.
Like the way Force is throwing the ball. First and goal, 34-yard gain. Klinger left side, touchdown Bulldogs.
A little bit of a trap.
That's a Plaza House Furniture touchdown on the opening drive for Berwick.
A little bit less than 3 minutes, they were able to cover 75 yards. Very impressive first series for the Berwick Bulldogs. Here we go. There's a pulling by the tackle, forcing it into the end zone. Klinger, excuse me.
Ken Marshman in for the extra point. It's up,
good.
And it is good. So the Berwick Bulldogs go 8 plays, 75 yards, and they score first in this big game here at Crispin Field.
We're the Berwick High School cheerleaders, and you're watching live high school football on My TV WQMY.
So Frank Sheptock's team gets on the board first. He's happy about that kick from Marshman. It went all the way out of bounds, Stan. Let's go back to that drive, the pace. They got running in there, and they had passing.
They certainly did. They set the tenor for what they want to do during the course of this game. Okay, you'll see there's the guard, pulls, traps, makes a nice cut by Klinger into the end zone. This is going to be interesting here, Bob, to see if Dallas is able to answer that first punch.
So Michael Starbuck comes in, number 7. He's just a sophomore. Last week threw for 116 yards and a touchdown. He also can run the ball a little bit. He's got some wheels. He's a southpaw. Big hole and a bigger hit put on in the secondary as Wilk came up after a couple of yards. Here's the Toyota Dallas offense. Schuster, a big fullback, has some experience back there. The wide receivers as well. Watch out, Chris Murray.
Bob, I don't see Lenny Kelly in there.
They give it to the fullback, Schuster, and he's quickly taken down in the backfield by Legrand, number 23. So here is the continuation of the Toyota offense. Schuster just got the ball, number 13. The wide receivers again, Murray, and there with some experience. Had a touchdown last year, and up front, just 2 seniors on that defensive line stand. They're very young, but as we talked about throughout this game, they're young with experience on the Dallas side.
Exactly, and that's what Coach Manella cited before the game when we spoke to him.
3rd down on the way. Swing pass. He gets it out to Motley, but no gain on the play.
Way short of the first down. I'm wondering whether Kelly's hurt.
Check that out, Coach. Number 42 not on the field for Dallas. So a punt now. Moransky comes in, 31-yard average. Klinger and Wilk back to receive. Takes a big Berwick bounce and goes out of bounds inside Dallas territory at the 46. So Coach, Dallas is up now. If you're thinking Berwick's up. If you're thinking on the Dallas sidelines, you go, oh no, here we go again. We've lost 6 straight to this team.
Well, I see Kelly as safety. He's out there as the right safety for the Mountaineers, but he was not on the field for that first offensive drive.
So Alex Force comes on. 3 of 4 on that first drive that led to a touchdown. Beckhorn on the jet sweep, picks up 9. Some impact players, courtesy of Sunbury Motors. Coach Alex Force, we talked about him. Beckhorn's had the ball, and we haven't seen 44 Joe Lynn yet on the linebacker side, but he's going to be a force in there.
Well, Beckhorn looks like he's a dual threat. He certainly ran the ball well on that particular play, and he's caught a couple of balls.
Flag comes in. And it looks like an equipment penalty or something. So it goes against the Bulldogs, and we'll back them up. So they lose 5 yards. I'm not sure if he had a mouthpiece or something.
I'm not sure what it was.
So 2nd down and 7 on the way. Ball in the air, and it is incomplete. Almost picked off by Moransky. So you got a hand on it first, Coach.
Yeah.
One of the linebackers.
Yeah, number 13.
Schuster. Here, look at it again, a different angle.
Yeah, it was a pretty hard thrown ball. There's a wheel route.
Force going to be taken out short of a first down. Great Dallas defense. Matt Ferrara, the junior, steps in. 4th down coming.
We're going to see what's going to happen here, whether Berwick is going to try to set a tone by going for it here on their own, or on Dallas's 40-yard line. It appears that they are.
So Frank
There's
Sheptock
a big cushion over here on 14.
Klinger with a big push from his line. It's going to be close, though.
It appears that he's got it.
I guess as a coach,
It's close.
you have to trust your offensive line.
Well, they've established that they're controlling the line of scrimmage at this particular point. I know it's only the 2nd series, but Dallas is going to have to pick their game up a little. Alex Force has been impressive this first quarter.
Force very intelligent back there. Wait for his line. Ridden down by Moransky, but not after Force gets to the 25-yard line for his Sunbury Motors first down.
Force has got good DNA. There's been Forces at Berwick for quite a number of teams.
Well, they call him Cat. The coaches and the players, and he's running like that tonight.
Nice jump cut by Evan Klinger. Picked up a few yards.
So one of our Berwick Toyota keys to the game, forced Dallas to defend the whole field, and that's exactly what they've done.
Exactly. I mean, we don't have the breakdown yet, but there's a pretty good balance between throws and running plays.
And they stretched the field by getting it outside to Beckhorn, I think.
Yep.
So Berwick showing the no huddle here early on. Beckhorn just short of the 20. 3rd down on the way.
Dallas is facing a lot of different looks here in terms of the offensive sets and the play calling. And there's been no pressure put on Force. Being in the shotgun like that, Dallas is going to have to get off their blocks and put a little pressure on them.
Mountaineers, too many minutes on the defensive side of the ball in this first quarter. Big 3rd down. Pressure put on by Force, and he short arms it, looking for Klinger. So another 4th down coming.
Dalton Simpson put some pressure on Forrest that time. Prevented him from getting to the edge.
So Coach Sheptock does have Ken Marshman with a nice leg. He made a 27-yard field goal last week. This may be just out of his range. It'll be about a 37-yarder. So he's going to roll the dice again. And we are going to have a flag. So this could be a big one.
Came from the linesman, so
It's going to go Dallas's way.
Illegal procedure.
So now what do you do if you're a coach?
well, it's on the 25-yard line. They've got a lot of options here.
Sets him
We'll
back.
see if he's going to target number 14, Beckhorn.
So big play for Dallas here on the defensive side, already trailing 7-0.
There it is.
Beckhorn with a big catch, in for
Touchdown.
another Berwick touchdown.
There's a little mismatch there, Bob.
So Berwick twice has found the Plaza House Furniture Showroom touchdown. And that was a huge pass to Damon Beckhorn.
High pointed the ball, got up, caught it. You'll see here, it's up. That's what you teach your receivers all the time, to high point the ball. Catch it at its highest point.
Marshman the extra point, and then we'll break that touchdown down again. Almost got it to it, the Mountaineers, but this one is straight and through. And don't look now, but the Bulldogs lead the Mountaineers 14-0.
Again, we see that the Dallas defense is back on their heels. They're not sure whether it's going to be a run. Here you'll see the quarterback, and again, the receiver is behind the defensive back. Christian Motley didn't know where the ball was.
Motley lost the ball, Coach, as you said. And
This is going to be a good sequence here, Bob. Dallas is going to have to establish something. We're more than 8 minutes into the game, and they're down 2 scores.
yeah, I know Rich Manello thought his team a little bit quicker, a little stronger, but right now Berwick has really set the pace in this one. So that drive, 9 plays, 46 yards. Took about 4 minutes off the clock. Nice long kick, and again it sails into the end zone. So the special teams battle being won by Berwick also. So Dallas needs some of their players to step up. So we'll take a look at the Sunbury Motors impact players for them. It starts, I think, with their quarterback.
It does. He's thrown the ball, I think, just once or twice, but he hasn't thrown it downfield, so that's going to be interesting. Let's see
And
if-
Murray, the receiver, and we saw Schuster get his hands on that tip
Right.
on the linebacker side. So
You see Lenny Kelly back in the I formation now, the tailback.
nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go.
Big rush put on by the defensive front of the Bulldogs. Ben Peck in there, along with Tom Monaco. Actually, lost almost 4 yards on that.
The front of Berwick got a lot of penetration that time. Kelly wasn't even able to get out of his own backfield.
So the defense last week giving up just 51 yards rushing to Hazleton. 216 yards total. That's definitely the strong point of the Bulldogs here early on in this season. Starbuck, look downfield.
That's a tight end dragging across the middle of the field. Good play call. Yeah, we see Jack Farrell lined up to the right. A little bit of a play action. Starbuck delivers the ball right on the money. It's third and very, very short. They need to pick this up.
Yeah, the defense has been on the field way too long, and even though the players go both ways, playing defense is a lot harder than playing offense if you're a lineman, right?
It can be tiring, especially if the pace of the game is as it is.
They go right over Simpson, the big center. Starbuck up for a Sunbury Motors first down to the 35.
I like that on the part of the offense, to just wedge block it and let the quarterback get his yard or two that he needs.
Here's the Toyota starting lineup for the Berwick defensive line. They play a 5-2 defense. So Monaco's that nose tackle, 284 pounds. Linebackers, talked about Joe Lynn. The other one is Noah Craig, 20 tackles a week ago. And in the secondary, Klinger and Wilk will be your safeties. Flag comes in on the play. Goes to Schuster on the outside. We'll have to take a look at the yellow hanky.
Berwick moved to an even front for that particular play. There was nobody covering the center, so they were in a four-man front.
Looks like he's talking to the Berwick captain, so it's going to go against Dallas. We'll see what it is. If this could be a big play, just an illegal motion. So it's just a 5-yard penalty, but the way Dallas is moving the ball, you need all the yards you can take.
Kelly just came back out of the game. See Schuster's in. He's the single back.
So quarterback sneak. Klinger puts his head in there right on Starbuck. Gain of 5.
Little quarterback draw. They get back to the initial line of scrimmage, so it's 2nd and 10. It's a textbook tackle there by Evan Klinger.
I know you were talking to Coach Manello before the game about tackling and the heads up thing and how, kids naturally put their heads down. But as a coach, what do you teach?
You want to make sure that your head is sitting on your shoulders. You don't want to extend that neck forward. It's the most vulnerable part of your body in terms of serious injury.
But it's a natural thing when people see something coming at you like a baseball to either shut your eyes, right, or put your head down.
Yeah, it is. I don't think that contact is an instinctive thing. I think kids have to learn that. I always believe that, especially when you see young kids. They're a little bit shy in terms of contact. And they've got to be taught properly to make sure they're in good position so that they don't endanger themselves. In today's climate, Bob, you know that football has taken a beating in terms of public relations because of concussions and things like that. And those kinds of things can be minimized, in my opinion, if proper techniques are taught and if kids start playing a little bit later in their careers rather than 4th or 5th grade.
Trailing by 14, a big 3rd down on the way for the Mountaineers. Big rush, and they take Starbuck down for a sack.
Berwick's front four are getting a lot of penetration. Right now, both Berwick's lines, the offensive line, defensive line, they're winning the battle in the trenches. There's, you can see 57 unblocked, 73 unblocked.
So Snyder was the first one in there. Monaco also in there, number 73. He's happy about that one. So Dallas content to run out the clock, and when we come back, they'll be forced to punt it back to Berwick, and it's the Bulldogs who have taken it to the Mountaineers here in the first quarter. They lead 14-0.
We're the Dallas High School cheerleaders, and you're watching live high school football on my TV WQMY.
Welcome back. We are inside the Sunbury Motors press box, live from Crispin Field in Berwick. It's the Bulldogs taking it to the Mountaineers 14-0 as we start the second quarter. Bob Ide, Stan Kaharski, and Aaron Dugan, glad you could join us. Dallas punts it away. Coach Berwick again starting their second drive in a row inside Dallas territory.
Bob, speaking with one of Berwick's assistants before the game, he said if they could get on top early, he was very confident that they could control this game.
Last year, 42-0 was the score. Berwick handed it to Dallas up in the back mountain. And coming in, I think we both expected this game to be a lot closer. But really, Berwick's come out with some tempo. They established what they needed to establish, and they're spreading the field around.
They are. And again, as a coach, I want my team to control the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football, and that's exactly what the Bulldogs have done. And unless Dallas can come up with some solutions, it's going to be a long night for them.
Well, that time Dallas gets the fullback, Shoemaker, behind the line of scrimmage. Dylan Schuster with the tackle.
There you can see a lot of white shirts in the backfield. And that's a good sign for Richie Manello's crew.
Sean Kuba there, the first, get the Bulldog. Rich Manello looking on. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. That time they put pressure on Force and forced them to throw it away.
Yeah, he stepped up in the pocket and tried to just dink the ball to one of his running backs, but it hit the turf. That's a good stop for Dallas. See if they can field this punt and get some field position. I don't think they've been near the 40-yard line for that first quarter in the couple of possessions that they had.
So one of our Toyota keys to the game, Coach talks about it, getting off the bus and ready to play. Were they ready to play?
That's one thing I could never master, to get in kids' heads whether they're ready. I always used to say to myself, how could they not be ready?
Yeah. But one team might come out and do something different. Maybe Berwick's doing that no huddle, and they weren't expecting it. So young kids, that's how they react. So this punt by Marshman takes a big Berwick bounce, and Dallas will start this drive 95 yards away from the end zone at their own 5. Aaron Dugan's down there with a report. Aaron, what do you have?
Well, Bob, as the people in this area know all too well, the effects of a major flood are lasting and devastating. That's why Fox 56 is teaming up with the Salvation Army to help the flood victims of Houston. All you have to do is text Harvey NEPA to 41444. It's on the screen. Harvey NEPA to 41444. Donate as little or as much as you'd like. Every dollar helps. And the best part is every dollar goes directly back into the cause. No middlemen. You can be sure that when you're donating, you are helping a flood victim. So it's Harvey NEPA to 41444. It's part of our Standing with Texas effort, and we thank you so much for helping. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Aaron. High school football is big in Pennsylvania. It's bigger in Texas.
Absolutely.
And the images we have seen on the news have just been heartbreaking.
They have been, Bob. The response on the part of the rest of America has been just overwhelming. Those poor people in the Texas area, in and around Houston, have a lot of years ahead of them to recover from this, and it's great to see the American public rise up and help them out.
Second down on the way for the Mountaineers. Wobbly pass. Murray, wanted a flag down, so third down on the way.
The Mountaineers have not been able to establish any type of rhythm to their offense. They've had very little success running the ball and haven't had much of an opportunity throwing it as well.
So third down on the way. 1 sack already for Berwick tonight. Starbuck and the other quarterbacks last year for Dallas were sacked 15 times on the season.
Again, a 4-man front by the Bulldogs.
They get it to the tight end Farrell, and he jumps for the first down. Where are they going to mark it?
Looks like it's going to be either right on the line or a little short.
The mark is going to play a factor. They're going to be a yard short according to what I'm looking at. Right at the 14. Let's see it again on the replay. It's where he stepped out of bounds. That's where they're going to mark it.
Another punt coming up. Again, Berwick's winning the field position game as well.
Yeah, except for their opening drive, which started on the 15. They drove the length of the field for their first touchdown. They started the last two drives inside Dallas territory. Moransky's kick high. Klinger fields it. And we're going to have a flag coming way back. Good open field tackle, too, by Schuster.
Imagine this is going to be on Berwick. Maybe a hold.
So a couple Schusters out there. This one is the younger one. It's Dylan who made the tackle. So there is Rich Minello, his third season with the Mountaineers, 9-14 overall, 2-9 a year ago. Legal block in the back going against the Bulldogs. So a break for the Mountaineers will push the ball back to the Berwick 43.
When you watch enough football on punt returns, particularly, there's always a penalty. Somebody's always getting pushed in the back.
And that penalty wasn't even near the ball.
No, not even close.
Right? So those are the ones, as a coach, you probably drive you nuts.
They do.
So here's Alex Force back on. Klinger weaving away for a couple.
Neither team has really been able to establish a sound running game. Berwick has certainly moved the ball a little bit better, but they haven't had any really long gains.
Don't see a lot of high school teams going to a no huddle, huh, Coach?
Well, it's moving into the high schools more and more. Not so much around in this area, but across the state, a lot of teams are in this wide open sets. Quarterback not taking a snap under the center.
Toyota key to the game for Dallas, making good open field tackles.
It is.
Have you seen that so far?
Yeah, they've tackled fairly well. Like I said a moment ago, there hasn't been any really long runs that have sustained the offense for Berwick.
Speaking of open field tackles.
Great open field tackle.
How about number 29, Matt Moransky, the sophomore, comes in, and he stuffs Shoemaker.
Yes.
That's an open field tackle, right?
It is. I'd like to see him not drop his head the way he did, but it was a very effective tackle by Schuster.
So last two possessions, the Dallas defense has risen to the occasion.
You know, we have the two tailbacks, Klinger and Kelly, and neither of them have done anything exceptional at this particular point, and really not had the opportunity to do it.
Low snap. Marshman gets it away. Oh, big hit on the special teams. And here comes the Dallas offense. Going to have the ball at the 28-yard line, trailing 14-0, and really have not established any type of offense. Or that guy right there, Lenny Kelly.
Yeah, it's. I wonder if he's hurt. How many times he carried the ball last week? He certainly had 206 yards. He must have had a significant number of carries.
18.
But he is on the field now, so we'll see if he's going to have some opportunities.
Let's see if Rich Minello's team can establish the run or any type of offense.
Again, Berwick's in an even front. That's going to be a motion penalty.
Yeah, the outside. The wide receiver took off. Before the snap.
Delgadio, I think, was in motion, 23.
Illegal procedure call.
Yards are hard to come by for Dallas, and they're not helping themselves with these senseless penalties. Wide receivers should never be offside or in motion.
Dallas has had 3 possessions prior to this, two 3-and-outs. They had a 5-play drive, but that ended in a Berwick sack. And the defensive front in Berwick is making it very difficult for Kelly and company.
There were at least 7 Berwick defenders in or around that tackle, behind the line of scrimmage. Dallas's front is not handling Berwick's defensive front.
Dallas offensive line has 2 sophomores, a junior. Brian Sheptock's team controlling both lines of the ball. Starbuck with time over the middle, and big hit in there on a defensive receiver, and I didn't see who caught that one, but we know who made the hit. We'll take a look at it again, and you can see that from up here.
That's Ryan Laubach. This is what's got to get out of football. This receiver is defenseless.
So low angle. Anytime you get it over the middle.
Yeah, that would get flagged in college. It would get flagged in the NFL.
So with that,
and I think Richie Manello's out there telling the officials that should be the case.
so he gets up. Chris Murray running off the field. We'll be right back.
This is Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
We are back at Crispin Field. Friday Night Rivals presented by Wendy's. The Bulldogs up 14-0. Chris Murray, who took that big hit from Ryan Laubach, jogged off the field. He looks okay. So 3rd down on the way for the Mountaineers. Starbuck out to the outside, falls incomplete. So 4th down coming. Coach has another angle at it, but Chris Murray taking the hit.
You'll see it right there. When that receiver has his hands reaching out for the ball and he's almost off the ground, he's defenseless. And that's what teams are told, that they can't hit somebody that's a defender.
Moransky with another punt, goes over the head and takes a big Dallas bounce. So the defense has risen to the occasion for the Mountaineers. They just can't get the offense going, but they still trail 14-0, 6:33 remaining in the half.
Although Berwick has dominated this game, they certainly haven't put it away. If Dallas can get their offense moving a little bit better, we should have a good second half.
So here comes Alex Force and company. He's already has a touchdown pass to Damon Beckhorn of 36 yards. But Berwick has yet to really establish any kind of running game. Flag comes in behind the play. This one may be coming back.
Could be a hold.
Yeah, good catch out there by Jared Watts. A nice route run. I have a feeling this is going to go back the other way.
Dallas' secondary is giving a big cushion, and so those intermediate passes are wide open. Illegal man downfield.
Illegal man downfield. So the Bulldogs going to be backed up. Yeah, that Dallas secondary, 3 sophomores and a junior back there. And even though they played last year, they're still young. Chris Murray, number 2, is back on the field. He's on the inside on the cover, so good to see that after that big hit. Another flag comes in. This looks like it's in the area that we see holding. So Berwick going the wrong way after a very good start. Now it's up to the Dallas defense to hold them and get that field position back. Agreed?
Absolutely.
Earl Harris, our referee. So beautiful night for high school football in the Berwick area. Nice crowd on hand at Crispin Field.
Inside the 10-yard line. So this is the best field position that Dallas's defense has had.
Yep. It's still first down.
First and forever.
Yep. They have to get to the 36-yard line for a first down, do the Bulldogs, but they do have 3 downs to do it. Another flag. So
Motion penalty.
the pace of this game has definitely slowed down in the past 3 minutes. And Berwick going the wrong way. This will drive Coach Sheptak nuts.
As it should.
Both of these coaches, very old school, good teachers of the game. Coach, would you agree?
Very disciplined. They want teams that are disciplined. If you watch Dallas for the national anthem, they were lined up in a straight line. Regimentation is what Richie wants from his kids.
That's a good open field tackle on Klinger, who really has not gotten a goal in all, and Chris Murray on the tackle.
Ball's out to the 10. It's, second and 31 yards.
What have you seen from the Dallas defense in the last 3 possessions?
Well, they've scrambled to the ball. They haven't allowed big plays. It's a short passing game that I think is hurting them more than anything else.
Yeah, David Beckhorn caught that 1 touchdown. He hasn't caught one in a while. There he is on the outside. Another open field tackle, and they're going to call it down. Good tackle by Murray, though.
In this situation, you can give those passes up because, again, they have 30 yards to go. As long as you scramble to the ball and tackle, you're going to force them to punt. So it's 3rd and 20 now.
So Dallas can turn the field position around if they can make a stop here. Little bubble pass. Berwick playing it safe.
Yeah.
Beckhorn taken down at the 20.
I like the matchup on the far side of the field, Bob. The receiver from Berwick versus the defender from Dallas. He's really on an island, and I don't think it's going to take too long for them to decide to attack that. Although Beckhorn seems to be the go-to guy here.
Dylan Schuster over there, number 21.
Kelly's deep. Let's see if he can field this and do something with it.
Alex Sharkuski, the junior, in to make the punt. High snap. They're going to run it. Dallas is going to get great field position
Inside
on special teams.
High snap. Okay, this is going to be Dallas's opportunity to get right back in this game.
Sharkuski brings it in right at you. Another open field tackle. And one thing Rich Manello preaches, special teams. The other day at practice I saw it. He was practicing special teams right off the beginning. And
they're important. Statistically, something like 30% of the game is taken up by special teams, whether it's punts or kickoffs.
So Dallas inside the Plaza House Furniture red zone. Oh, little jet sweep to Kelly, and he had some room, but he slipped on the turf. Loses a yard. Dallas does have a good field goal kicker, even though they're looking for a touchdown. Moransky had a 27-yarder last week. We know the Mountaineers, though, want to see that Plaza House end zone. Starbuck running a little bit ahead of his offensive lineman out there. Maybe should have waited a split second.
Yeah.
Might have got a block.
He did.
Here, look at it again, Coach.
Yeah, he's behind the tackle, but the tackle doesn't block number 23, and Michael didn't make the proper cut.
Again, Starbuck just a sophomore. Did play in 9 games last year. So huge third down on the way for the Mountaineers.
I think we're going to see Starbuck get out of the pocket here and change the launch point.
Blitz by the Bulldogs, and they sack Starbuck at the 25. Second sack of the night. This one from the outside.
It's number 23, Jimmy LeGrand.
So LeGrand in there and takes Starbuck down.
And number 11, Joe Norris is right there as well.
So what that did was take them out of field goal position. Ball to 25, 4th down, and they have to get it inside the 10-yard line for a first down. So the Berwick defense now rising to the occasion. Starbuck to the end zone. Out of the reach of Moransky, and it goes over on downs to the Bulldogs.
Berwick's in a too-deep zone. Moransky made a good effort here. That's the safety that's over there. That was a missed opportunity for Dallas. With 1:45 to go, if they could have gotten some points there, I'm certain they'd go in at halftime with a little bit more optimism.
Both teams with their full complement of timeouts.
Somebody better get out and cover.
Speaking of timeouts, I think Coach Manello's going to call it because there was an open receiver, like Coach saw.
Damon Beckhorn was all by himself out there.
So on the Sunbury timeout, what do you think Coach Manello's telling them?
Well, don't let them score another touchdown, that's for sure. It's going to be interesting to see what Berwick is going to do during this drive. Are they going to play it conservatively and just go in with 14-0, or are they going to try to hit another big play?
Well, Dallas does get the opening kickoff to begin the second half, so maybe that may weigh in on the decision, but Coach Sheptak is a little bit more conservative. His team's up 14-0. You don't want to give Dallas an opportunity to get back in it quick.
That's why head coaches get the big bucks.
Yep.
They've got to make those decisions.
Coming up next, it's the Toyota Halftime News Update, and Aaron Dugan will have a special interview.
Dallas is defending the run pretty effectively, Bob. Evan Klinger hasn't had a whole lot of space. He's made some nice cuts, but he's picking up 2, 3, 4 yards. Not getting any long rushes.
Berwick dominated the first quarter, but things have kind of evened out here in the second quarter. Anderson on the bottom with Molesta. Nice ankle tackle. Third down on the way for Berwick. Coach Manella not going to call another timeout. Here, look at it again.
Yeah, you know, again, you want to tell your running back, run to space. And if he had made his cut to his left a little bit, he might have gotten a few extra yards. There's a trap. That's the same play that they scored on, Bob. That right guard, number 71, pulls. It's a misdirection play. Klinger moves to his right and then cuts back to the left side of the offensive line. Clock is stopped. Now the clock is going, so.
On first down, Force gets it into Mountaineer territory at
nice catch by Jared Watts.
41.
Let's see if he's going to call a timeout. And he does.
Timeout with 12 seconds remaining on the clock. So Berwick takes a shot and they get some positive yardage.
Force has shown a lot of maturity back there as a quarterback. Nice catch.
So Berwick calls the Sunbury Motors timeout, trying to add on to their 14-0 lead. They scored on their first two drives of the game, but since then, Dallas's defense has played pretty well. The
Berwick offense has really been carried by their passing game. Force has been pretty effective. We'll see the stats at halftime, and a good portion of their yardage is going to be passing yardage.
Yeah, they had the big 36-yard touchdown.
And plus the one that got them down to the 5 was probably 25, 30 yards.
Force down the middle. Oh, Beckor makes a beautiful catch going towards the end zone. 1 yard short.
Timeout. Timeout.
So Force to Beckor is giving Dallas fits. 38-yard pass. It's first and goal for Berwick, and they are in the Plaza House Furniture red zone. You're thinking one play?
That's it. They're going to have one play.
So what do? You kick in a field goal, get the 3. You know you have the 3, or you're so close.
Hopefully they have a tailback in Klinger that can get us half a yard. Here's the issue that Dallas is in looks like a too deep zone. The middle of the field is wide open. Force puts the ball right on the money. You have to be impressed with Beckhorn. He shows some athleticism. Yeah, his knee is down. Actually, his knee is down on probably the 2-yard line.
So one play looks like coming the way of Berwick. And
well, Schuster's in the backfield. They shift.
Oh. Lynn at the halfback position on the wingback side backs them up. So now that's got to change the play to a pass,
and
right?
Change the personnel grouping as well. They took all the 2 of the wideouts out.
And that made the decision easy for Coach Sheptock. He's going to send in Marshman for the field goal. Take the 3 points if you can get it. Marshman last week with a 27-yarder himself, and this will be about 23 yards, well within his range. High snap, almost blocked, and it is just inside the upright. And as time runs out, Berwick gets 3 points back on the board, and they'll take a 17-0 halftime lead into the locker room. Now let's go to Aaron with Coach Sheptock.
Coach, defense playing great the first half, forced throwing the ball like a veteran. Are you happy with what you saw that first half?
Very happy with how we're playing. Not happy how we finished the half, though. A lot of penalties put us in a bad situation. Penalty on the 1 yard line cost us some points. So, we're playing very well, but we got to still pay attention to the little things, attention to detail.
These kids waited all summer to be back here at Crispin Field. Do you think the atmosphere here is playing to how they're playing on the field?
There's no doubt about it. We've talked about, our commitment, and within these walls is Berwick football. There's a lot of neat things here. Our kids believe in that. You're seeing that type of effort tonight.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Bob?
Thank you. So coming up on the Toyota Halftime Report, we'll have a news update. We'll be back with Erin and her special guests. 17-0 Bulldogs over the Mountaineers.
This is Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
Welcome back to halftime here at Crispin Field, everyone. I'm Erin Dugan, joined by a very special guest now from one of our sponsors, First Keystone Community Bank. This is Leighton Walsh, and Leighton, you are a mortgage services manager.
Yes, I am. Thanks.
What does that entail?
Overseeing the entire mortgage department at First Keystone Community Bank. So,
pretty big deal.
Yeah,
she's a big deal.
I enjoy what I do, so that's half the battle.
So what made First Keystone Community Bank want to get involved in the community?
So we're a community-oriented bank. We like to get involved in all the communities that we serve. So our main office is here in Berwick, and a lot of our employees have children that play here. They play in the band. They might cheer on the cheerleading squad, and so we like to support the kids in school as well as our employees and their families. So.
Absolutely, and you guys get out in the community and do a lot of different events. If you could just touch on some of the things that you guys do.
Sure, so we have branches in Columbia County as well as the Wyoming Valley and Monroe County, and so we have participated in Relay for Life, the ALS Walk, also Christmas in the Barn at Hillside Farms, and Kabasi Fest in Plymouth.
Love Kabasi Fest.
Yes, the food is fantastic.
Absolutely. So you're no stranger to Crispin Field. You have a rich tradition here yourself. Why don't you tell me about that?
Yes, so I grew up here in Berwick, graduated from Berwick High School, and went to games all throughout my childhood and high school. But ever since I came back, I bring my grandfather to the home games, and it's a nice time to bond as well as to watch my alma mater play football on Friday nights.
Absolutely, that's so nice. So lastly, First Keystone Community Bank. When people hear the name of that bank, what do you want them to think?
I want them to think we are a community bank in the local communities, and we serve locally. We offer every product for you through all different stages of your life. So whether you just had a child and you're opening a savings account, need a personal loan, car loan, or a mortgage to purchase your first home, we want you to think of First Keystone as well as the commercial loan services that we offer.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for the info, and thanks for stopping by to chat with us.
Thanks, Erin. Have a good night.
You too. We'll be right back. Stay with us here on MyTV WQMY.
We are back at Crispin Field in Berwick for Wendy's Friday Night Rivals. The Bulldogs in their home opener leading the Mountaineers 17-0. Bob Ide and Stan Kaharski back inside the Sunbury Motors press box. And Stan, a domination in the first two possessions from Berwick, pretty even the rest of the way.
It has been, but I think a telling statistic is the total yards that Dallas has been able to amass, and it's about 20. One of the things that I remember researching before we came to the game was the fact that Berwick only surrendered about 51 yards to Hazleton last week. So it tells us that their defense is for real. We've said that we thought that they were a 5-2 defense, but they're showing a four-man front. They've got 7 guys off the ball, and they're scrambling to the football, and that's what you want your defense to do.
Well, let's take a look at some of those first half highlights in the first quarter. Berwick came out and established the no-huddle offense. But again, the rushing game took a little bit to get going, but so they had to go to the air, and boy, they go to the legs of force as well.
He's been impressive, both his poise in the pocket, his ability to run, and to deliver the football on time.
to get it out to Beckhorn. Beckhorn with a big first half.
He's been the difference maker.
And again, Force finding Norse. This is the second touchdown. So the first touchdown by Berwick, and then Force on the ground doing damage. And then this is the big catch right here by Beckhorn.
Mismatch. You can see you have a much taller receiver than you do defensive back who lost the football from the get-go. And I would target that. I mean, I saw that before the play started, and I thought it would be a good option for the quarterback, and he fulfilled what I thought was the case.
So Alex Force, 6 of 14, 150 yards through the air. Berwick, 18 carries, 90 yards on the ground, 240 total yards. While Dallas did play them pretty even in the second quarter, they go into the half with just 20 yards of total offense. So if you're Rich Manello, you get the ball to begin the third quarter. You have to establish what?
You've got to be able to move the ball. You've got to get first downs. Whether you do that running or throwing, they haven't been able to do either side of the football in terms of getting that yardage. So, again, Bob, I've said this over when we've done other broadcasts. It's the people up front that determine the outcome of this game. If Starbuck doesn't get enough time, if they don't move him out of the pocket, they're going to be in for a long second half as well.
So as Berwick gets set to take the field, we'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, the second half action is coming your way. Both teams are on the field. We are set to begin the second half. Week 2 of high school football, and we'll give you some scores. Those Pocono beating Abington 30-0. These are all in District 2. Old Forge taking care of Carbondale 26-6. Wyoming area leads Crestwood 18-14. Delaware Valley up on Valley View 14-3. In the third quarter, Dunmore leading Lackawanna Trail 7-0. Also in the third, Western Wayne shutting out GAR. At the half, Blue Mountain over Hanover area 34-0. Hazleton beating Wyoming Valley West in the third quarter 10-7. We'll see the Spartans next week. Scranton High School taking care of Honesdale at the half 21-3. Northwest leading Lake Lehman 19-7 at the half. Myers shutting out Montrose 16-0 at the half. Mid-Valley in the third leading Riverside 14-6. Pittston area shutting out Tunkhannock at the half 14-0. Walpolpack at the half leading West Scranton 10-6. And Williamsport in the second quarter beating Mifflin County 42-6. Nanticoke leading Columbia Montour Votech 36-7 at the half. So those are your scores, Stan. Scranton, though, coming out looking to go 2-0. And, you know, they had to replace Jacob Watts at quarterback. They found one in McAndrew, and they're playing pretty good.
They are. Lots of athletes. You could see from their statistics in the Valley West game, they've got a lot of weapons. Bob, Berwick is averaging over 20 yards per pass reception. Unless Dallas is able to counter that, I'm sure that Frank is going to continue to throw those stops and have his athletes pick up yardage.
Field position also playing a huge role tonight, Coach. The one time Dallas had the field position on the special teams play, they went the wrong way.
Yes,
because of a big sack. So if you're Dallas now and you're Rich Manello, you want to get back to Kelly, who really hasn't run the ball at all.
Hardly at all, and they've not been successful running the ball with anybody else as well. Kelly is in the backfield. They're in a traditional I formation.
The sophomore with 206 yards last week against Hazleton. Trying to hit the tight end Farrell, who has a couple catches. They also sent Moransky downfield. He was open.
That was the same play that they completed to Farrell earlier in the game. They went to a slot left and dragged the tight end from right to left. Having a young quarterback, especially one that doesn't have a whole lot of size, I think he's limited in how far he can throw the football.
The last time Dallas beat Berwick, 2011, was 53-20. They're down 17 in this one. Nice push by the offensive line. 3rd and short on the way.
That was one of their most productive rushes. Little toss. Kelly runs real hard. Doesn't go down very easily. It's a big 3rd down here, Bob. You don't want to go 3 and out that first possession.
Blitz coming. Starbuck nowhere to go. He's ripped down, and Dallas will be forced to punt.
They're bringing people off the corner, and there was nobody there to block.
Aaron Dugan had a chance to talk to Coach Manello. What did he have to say, Aaron?
Well, the biggest thing he was focused on was just calming down. He said, we got to calm down. We played like a bunch of young kids in that first quarter. He wants the kids to really settle down and stop making stupid mistakes. He also wants them to sustain blocks. But his biggest thing was just play football. He said, settle down and play the game. It's just a game.
So on the punt, Klinger, bunch of traffic. Picks it up, that's Wilk. Tegan Wilk picks it up. Berwick will have their first possession of the 3rd quarter with excellent field position again at the 49.
We'll see whether their approach is going to be the same as it was the first half.
Except for that last drive before the half, Dallas's defense.
They've held up.
Yeah.
They've held up. Again, the passes have hurt them. And you take a look, with the exception of the touchdown to Beckhorn, everything has been in the middle of the field for the most part. It's the big plays.
So it's the Cat getting better, who's playing for the Dogs. Cat Force, they call him, at quarterback. Schuster in there to make the stop.
Stop the Klinger at the line of scrimmage. Again, as you look at Dallas's defense, Bob, you'll see that they're in a shell. The middle of the field is wide open. They've got a 2-deep safety, and that's where they've been hurt. There they are again.
This time, Dylan Schuster, the younger brother, makes the stop. 3rd down on the way, coming for the Bulldogs.
Here you'll see Dallas's defense again doing a good job of getting a number of defenders to the football.
We talked about open field tackles for Dallas, and they've made some good ones. So a key 3rd down. Force with plenty of time. Tries to get it to Beckhorn on the outside. It goes incomplete.
Lenny Kelly had an opportunity there, but the ball was a little low.
Coach showing Forrest how to work his feet. Again, when Forrest gets some pressure on, he does either short throw it or throws it away. So when they do get the pressure.
Yes.
Comes the Dallas special team. They got it. They block it.
Pick it up.
Picked up. Motley still on his feet.
Inside the 10-yard line.
Christian Motley with a big play. As Coach mentioned, a flag at the 27-yard line. Well, Coach Manello has seen that a couple times tonight. He put the pressure on the punter.
As we said, and you mentioned it before, we were at their practices, they spend a lot of time on special teams.
So after the call, we'll check out the replay. So a block in the back, the flag was at the 27. That should back them up a little bit. But Dallas with excellent field position again. Didn't get a number on the block.
Big momentum switch here.
It looked like it was Murray who was injured on that big hit in the first half. Chris Murray got the block, the senior. Picked up by Motley. And Dallas has some momentum now. Ball at their Bulldogs 36. The ball's in the other hand. It's Berwick has the ball. No whistle. It is going to be Bulldog football.
It's hard to see what happened there.
It did. We'll have to
Take
see
a
the
look at that
replay.
replay.
But number 19, Alex Parks, looks like he took the ball away. No whistle on the play. We'll slow this one down. That's a tough call, Coach.
Number
Momentum was down.
7 rips the ball out.
Yeah,
That's a Wilk.
Tegan Wilk rips it out of the hands of Starbuck. Parks ended up with the ball. A very strange play.
Another momentum switch.
Ruled a fumble. Huh. Well, now things are going to get a little heated here, I think. Dallas not happy with that, but it's a legal play, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you teach that to your tacklers. If somebody has them held up and you can get your arms in there and rip that ball out, go ahead and do it.
Should there have been a whistle there, do you think?
Well, that remains to be seen. It looked like that Starbuck was moving forward, kept his feet going. Sometimes it's better to go down. You know, he's a young kid. He's also not a very big kid. Nice cut.
Best run of the night for Klinger.
He's got quick feet. If he gets into space, he looks like he's going to be a very effective tailback.
That's the Sunbury Motors first down for the Bulldogs. He almost had the ball come out. Nowhere to go for the quarterback. Dallas right there, pushed back by Michael Anderson and Dylan Schuster. Let's see if Berwick now wants to go back to the air. That's where they've had success. Klinger wrapped up.
That's that misdirection play. Where Klinger starts in one direction and plants that outside foot and cuts back.
But Dallas's defense playing a lot faster, you know, making things come to them a little bit more.
It appears that Coach Sheptok is going to be content at this point to try to rush the ball as opposed to putting it back in the air. It's the third and about 7 here. See what he's going to do. Lots of space at the far side of the field for.
They get the rush on, and it goes behind his intended receiver and goes incomplete. So Michael Anderson put the pressure on Force. He threw it behind.
You know, one of the things you want to tell your players is they want to play within themselves and not try to do some things that are extraordinary. And perhaps that's what happened on that takeaway. Michael Starbuck just tried to do too much.
Dallas has had opportunities. Let's see if they're going to send in the big rush again. Sharkuski gets it away. Oh, Moransky going to be taken down by a host of Bulldogs. And Dallas will have this possession, and it will start near the 25-yard line. So 6:19 remaining here in the third quarter. Neither team has really had any offense to speak of here in this half.
Not at all.
And the defenses have taken over this game.
I think that Coach Sheptock looks at the scoreboard and rather than take a lot of risks, he's going to try to just control the tempo as well as the pace of this game.
So Lenny Kelly, a big week last week, not much tonight as the tailback. Longest run of the night for Kelly, picks up about 6. Let's see if that gets him going.
Again, traditionally, as long as Richie Manello's been in the area when he was at Kings, power football, traditional I formation, run that power, run that blast. He's got a 2nd and 2 situation here, back in the I.
Kelly with a nice run again, up past the 43 for a Sunbury Motors first down. Gain of 10. So the line giving the holes to their tailback.
Now they just made a substitution. Let's see here. Again, a little bit of a misdirection. Good vision on the part of Kelly.
Still a lot of time left in this game. Here midway through the third quarter. Now this can set up a lot of different things, maybe even a play action. Well, this time Berwick is up to the test as the linebacker Joe Lynn comes in.
You wonder whether Dallas will be patient enough to try to sustain this ground game with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, being down 3 scores. They've got to get in the end zone quickly.
Coach, you've gone through different levels coaching. You've coached Scranton Eagles, of course, high school for a long time. These two guys have come from the college ranks. What do you think the biggest adjustment for them was?
Well, one of the things, when I coached at Lackawanna and I coached at Princeton University, your college experience can't transcend into your high school experience. You have kids that are different physically. The speed of the game, the strength of the game is not quite the same. So you don't want to put pressure on kids to be college players when they're high school players. Certainly you're going to take a lot of the things that you learned on a college level and try to use some of them where they're appropriate. But the big difference, Bob, in my experience, is the speed of the game. When you move on to the college level, it's just a different game.
So after the incomplete pass, Dallas in a 3rd and long. Here comes the outside blitz. David Schuster up past the 50, 4th down coming. Let's see if Rich Manello will roll the dice and go for it on 4th and about 2. They had the right play call that time.
Yeah, they did. Berwick is, the last couple of series, they're bringing people off the edge. That time it was Beckhorn. It's like they're going to punt here.
He'll bring Moransky on, number 3. Try to play the field position game. Wilk from his 10 takes it up to the 20-yard line, and we'll check out where Aaron Dugan is. She's in the student section, Aaron.
Yes, I am, Bob. I am in the student section. Woo! They're rocking the confetti. Woo! Oh, that's never coming out. That's never coming out. Never. Oh, it's in my mouth. Oh. I'm here with one of the seniors. What's your name, sweetheart?
Mallory Pentridge.
So obviously you guys have a lot of spirit going on. What's your theme this week?
Definitely blue and white bash this week for the first home game of the season. Got to get a lot of spirit out here.
How much fun is it to be a senior this year?
Being a senior this year is the best thing ever. The student section is live. Let's go!
And what's your name?
Madeline Lamming.
What do you love so much about coming to these games?
I just love the atmosphere. Everyone is always hype and ready to go. We got everything going. The student section's awesome. I just love it.
Well, you got one thing down, and that's confetti. I'm going to be finding this next week. Thank you. Back to you guys.
Erin and I have to drive back together. She's going to take the whole hour
Have
to
her
the
clean
station.
your car or
Yeah.
the truck, whichever you came in.
She'll be cleaning that out of many parts for a while. So off the kick, we did have a penalty against Berwick. I didn't see him mark it off. So they'll have this ball right at the 21-yard line on this possession. 3:40 left in the third quarter. Back to the ground game for the Bulldogs.
There's not any quick whistles. There's a scrum going on, and they let them play.
And as a player, you have to pick up on that, don't you? Or as a coach,
Absolutely.
you have to relay that.
You know, sometimes there's an early whistle, sometimes there's a late whistle, and you get caught in between. You get a lot of late hits because there's...
Well, this was Shoemaker. Dallas doing a nice job up front
They
now.
are.
So Shoemaker has it, and I don't know what the holdup here is on the sidelines. Just two passes here in the second half. Down the middle, and they're going to say it is complete. Good catch by Jared Watts. He comes up a little bit.
That's a nice job by the quarterback. He scanned the field, put the ball in an area where only the receiver could get it.
Shoemaker
Face mask.
out at the 45-yard line. I think we'll tack on the face mask. Yep, coach.
Yes.
That was right in front of us. We can make that call. So two different kind of backs for Berwick. Klinger, 5'10", 175. A little shifty, where Shoemaker a little smaller but a little bit bigger, 191. And,
Holding.
oh, we were wrong, Coach. I thought it was a face mask.
Well, it looked like a face mask. Let's see that replay. Maybe he just didn't grab it, just his hand slid.
So that one comes back. So they'll replay first down from the 25. So obviously we saw it differently than the referee. Backcourt still on his feet on the jet sweep.
Oh, there's a hold.
That one was easy. Dallas doing damage.
There's something on the sideline.
Sideline warning. So it's going to be a sideline warning against Berwick and a hold against Berwick. That's our call. We'll let Earl Harris make the call, Coach. But that one was pretty simple.
Here's another example of trying to do too much. Beckhorn obviously is a talented athlete, and for him to change directions on the field, he kept losing ground rather than gaining ground. And you don't want to run east and west in this game. You got to go north and south.
So that's the official call. So if there's one thing with Berwick tonight, even though up 17-0, they've had a lot of penalties.
They have, and I'm sure that Frank will address that at their film session.
Yeah, that and special teams.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially on the punt. So now the ball is, as you can see, backed up inside the 10. So again, first and forever, they have to get to the 45-yard line. Shoemaker taken down by Moransky.
Dallas's defense is not lacking for effort. They're running to the football. They've really limited the effectiveness of Berwick's ground game.
If it wasn't for the Berwick defense, Dallas may be on the scoreboard because both defenses have taken control of the second half. Couple big plays for Berwick in the first half is the difference. Trying to set up a screen.
Well, if Dallas can hold them on this down, they should get relatively good field position.
One reason not to go to the pass would be to keep the clock rolling.
Absolutely.
Yep. Once the ball goes incomplete, it stops that clock at 1:28 now here in the third quarter.
You don't want to shut your offense down too early, though, Bob. You know, it's one of these things.
They completed over the middle.
Way short, though. It's on the 25-yard line.
Justin Robbins makes the catch, but again, coach said, way short. Here comes the punt team for Berwick. Let's see if Dallas will go for the block. Skarkuski back on, the junior. They've had trouble with the long snap.
They may get a delay of game here if they don't hurry up.
Kelly tries to field it and finally has to fall on it at the 35-yard line.
Big switch
That's
in
a
field position.
Yep, field position switch on a great punt by Alex Sarkuski. Dallas now trailing by 17 here late in the third. Will start this possession at the 36-yard line. So they were able to do a couple of runs last possession, Coach, but you're down by 17. At what point do you have to start panicking? Or did it already set in?
No, I don't think it has. Again, their approach now is going to be a little different. They're in a spread as opposed to the I formation. Again, Jack Farrell, the tight end, was the intended receiver, just off his hands.
Dallas is not a team, though, that's going to take you down the field through the air.
Well, they're going to have to try because evidently the rushing game has not been consistently effective. As you said, Bob, the last series was probably their most successful effort in terms of rushing the football.
This could be the last play of the quarter, depending on if it's a pass or run. In and out of the hands of the senior Schuster. A little bit behind him, but should have made the catch.
Should have. He took his eye off the ball, started to turn upfield before he secured the catch.
Back to the eye for the Mountaineers. Schuster makes the throw, and it's caught. Great catch.
That's Starbuck, correct?
No, that's Del Gaudio, number 23.
Pass is completed on it.
Starbuck's the quarterback.
Yes.
And he hits it. Yep, Del Gaudio makes a beautiful catch downfield.
Luke Delgadio, number 23, with a great catch First down for Dallas at the Berwick 42.
An excellent catch.
23-yard reception for the Mountaineers.
23 yards through the air. One of the longest plays of the night for Dallas's offense. Can they get anything on the scoreboard? Inside Bulldog territory. Kelly trying to get a block. Get no whistle.
Kelly on the carry. Swarmed by the Bulldog defense as he reaches
Very
the
late
40-yard
whistle
line.
in there
And the third
from the
quarter will
referees.
come to a
They got to
close.
keep playing.
Third quarter score, Berwick 17.
So that will do it. Zeros are on the scoreboard. No scores up in the third quarter. Dallas continues to trail Berwick by 17. But can they put points on the board?
This is Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.
Tonight's Friday Night Rivals game is brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4 Toyota. What drives you? We are back at Crispin Field in Berwick. Bob Ide, Stan Kaharski, Aaron Dugan. 17-0 to score. Berwick led at the half by the same score. But Dallas trying to get something going on the move on second down. Michael Starbuck is the sophomore quarterback, and we have a flag downfield. Let's see what this might be when incomplete.
But a penalty flag down by the 20-yard line.
A lot of crossing patterns that Dallas is using.
There's Coach Rich Manello, third season here with the Mountaineers. A lot of flags in this second half.
Yeah, there have been.
Slowing the pace down a little bit. It's going to go against Berwick. Sideline again.
Wow.
They got warned.
And now it's a penalty.
And now it's a penalty. It's a big penalty.
Sideline warning. It was their second warning.
Here's the play
Bench penalty
that we
against
just
the
saw,
Bulldogs.
but the referee's trying explaining it to Coach Sheptock. Got to keep the guys back behind that one line. So now the ball's at the 25-yard line. It is a Sunbury Motors first down, and Dallas has an opportunity. Kelly with a nice hole up to the 19.
Kelly, hard run left side. Picks up significant yardage. Tackle
Now we'll see whether Dallas can score quickly here
by number 40, Noah
and how Berwick will respond.
Dallas inside the Plaza House Furniture red zone for the first time this evening. It comes in the fourth quarter.
At the Berwick 19.
Last week, this team put up 54 points on Coughlin. Tonight, they're getting shut out so far.
There's a drag the tight end again.
Schuster with a tough run.
Looks like he's close to or has the first down.
Pass is completed to number 13, Dave
First down.
Schuster. Norris knocks him out of bounds, but it's a gain of 4 and picks up a Dallas
Here we look at it
first
again
down.
on the Sunbury Motors first down.
It's a nice job of keeping his balance. Dropping his center of gravity, taking the hit on the shoulder pad.
So the Mountaineers knocking on the door. Trailing by 17. Kelly pushing forward
Kelly,
to the 5.
big yardage down inside the 10-yard line.
The last two series, they've been able to move the ball a little bit.
Picks up a Dallas first down. First and goal from the 5.
So it's a Sunbury Motors first down, and more importantly, first and goal for the Mountaineers. That offensive line playing much better late into this game. Kelly with a hole. Trying to get in behind Anderson.
Kelly,
And
left
picks up
side
only
run
about a
is
yard.
Met at the line of scrimmage by
That's
Evan
that
Klinger, his
counter
tackle.
tray play where both the offside guard and tackle are going to pull, kick out. Number 66
Gain of
misses his
one,
block.
tackled at the 4. Second and goal from the 4.
Time still ticking on Dallas. They're going to roll him out. In and out of the hands of Moransky.
Pass to the right
He
side.
also had Schuster in the
Off
middle,
corner.
If you watch this, again, as a receiver
Long
coach,
incomplete.
you always want to look the ball in. And
Stops the
if you
clock.
see this
9:46
replay, watch where his
to
head
go in the
is
fourth.
relative to the ball.
Third and goal. 3rd and 4 for the Mountaineers.
Never looks it in.
Timeout on the field called by Dallas with 9:46 remaining.
Timeout on
Trailing
the field.
17 to nothing.
Dallas
And
uses their first in
the
second
Sunbury
half.
Motors
They have
timeout.
2 remaining.
I'd run that same play again. Schuster was wide
Wide
open,
open.
number 13, right on the O in Bulldogs in the end zone. Right? I mean,
Yeah. If it isn't broken, don't fix
don't
it.
fix it. Well, you're going. It's a 2-down territory. You're not taking
Oh,
a field goal
absolutely.
here, down by 17. So you got 2 plays to go 4 yards.
Importantly, however, you want to do it in ones. You don't want that clock running.
Yep. Couple scores. North Pocono is going to beat Abington. They lead 37-0. Old Forge will beat Carbondale. They're leading 38-6. Dunmore now putting it on Lackawanna Trail in the third, 34-0. Valley View had led Delaware Valley 17-14 in the fourth, but Delaware Valley has scored a touchdown. They lead by 4. Hazelton still beating Valley West. We'll see Valley West and Delaware Valley next week, 10-9.
9:46 remaining in the game. 3rd and goal, 3rd and 4 for the Mountaineers.
What's the
Spread.
call here?
Well,
Pass
it's a
or
spread.
run?
He's probably, he's going to move to his right or his left.
Nope. Quarterback sneak.
Still short.
1 yard short.
Starbuck faking, keeping the ball up the center of the formation.
To the 1.
Gets
4th
down to
down
about
on the way.
2-yard line. Tackled
Coach
inside
Manella must
by
have a lot of
Fitz.
confidence in
Snyder.
the young quarterback.
4th and goal from the 2.
Now, do you give it to your kid that had 206 yards?
That's the good question, Coach. They're at the 1. And a timeout going to be called by Coach Sheptock.
Timeout on the field. This one
So
called
at-
by Berwick, their
at
first
the
in
1.
second half.
And here now some of what happened last week, and as we head into week number 2, Berwick, Dallas, Wyoming area, and Crestwood all at 1-0 in this tough 4A division of the Wyoming Valley Conference. Crestwood looks like they may drop one to Wyoming area. They're trailing right now. Pittston area was easily winning over Tunkhannock. In the 3A, 1A division, Lake Lehman's losing to Northwest. 22-7 at this point. Nanticoke easily beating Columbia Montour Voltec. Redeemer plays tomorrow. So it's a tough division. Northwest is the smallest school, but they're a very good team this year. What do you do, Coach? You a lot of experience here. You make the call.
As soon as I see this set, I'll make the call.
Okay. 4th down.
They're going to run it.
The big back Kelly.
It looks like
He's
he's in.
just got the ball across before the knee went down, and it's a Plaza House Furniture touchdown for the Mountaineers.
Well, that's the first score against Berwick in a game in 3 quarters, correct?
Well, last year they didn't score, yep. It's 3 quarters, and how about 7 quarters?
Nate Moransky.
Ooh.
That was close, but they'll set it down to call the touchdown.
Yeah, there is no replay.
No, Moransky in for the extra point. This one up, and it is true. So
Moransky's
Dallas
point
slowly
after is good, with 9:02
getting back in
remaining
this
the
one,
fourth
trailing by
quarter
10
and the
now,
game.
9:02 left in
Berwick
the fourth.
17.
Yeah, we anticipated a close game, and it could be.
Keegan Wilkes fielding the punt
We
at
are
the
back
5,
at
bringing it
Crispin
out
Field.
close to
Dallas
midfield,
trailing by
but
10
penalty
now.
flags on
Keegan
the
Wilk
play.
took the kickoff. We'll see it right here. There's a flag down on this play, though.
Actually, 2 flags. Block in the back. It's an impressive run. Great balance by Wilk.
We have a holding call back around the 20-yard line.
Well, penalties are just killing
Coach
Berwick tonight.
Sheptak will be irate.
Recap Dallas's drive, 11 plays, 74 yards, helped by a couple key penalties from Berwick, including the sideline one. This one now.
That was big.
Yeah.
The sideline was a big penalty.
It's going to set the Bulldogs back. How about inside the 10-yard line to the 9? So 8:50 remaining. Dallas with a stop could get great field position. This one's not over yet, folks.
No, it's not. And ball security is going to be very important for Berwick here.
I don't think they don't have a turnover tonight.
No.
The only one has been that Dallas fumble. So Alex Force, the cat back in at quarterback. Shoemaker gets out. Looking for a block. Owen Shoemaker, the junior, with a big gain.
That was a saving tackle by Lenny Kelly.
Owen Shoemaker breaking out of the pack.
Here we look at it again.
Taken out to the 34-yard line. Gain of 25 yards.
There it is. Kelly was the last man standing on that one.
25-yard gain gets Berwick out of the shadow of their own end zone. This time, Dallas is up to the task.
Again, 3 white shirts in the backfield.
Schuster on the tackle for a loss on
So Chris
first
Murray
down.
makes the tackle number 2. Remember, he was injured in the first half.
When Coach Manella looks at this tape, he's going to see a lot of positive things with his defense against the run. It's always good to see multiple players run into the football.
Get it out to Beckhorn. What a tackle by Murray. 2 straight plays. The
Beckhorn
senior
on
has
reception,
come in
but tackled by
and
Chris
made great
Murray
tackles.
for a loss on the play.
It's a big down here. With 7:50 to go,
Third
they
and
can get a
long.
stop here and get the ball back.
3rd and 13 from the Berwick 31.
Third and long.
Middle of the field.
And
Nice.
it's knocked away.
Number
Great
33.
defense by Kuba, the junior linebacker, covering the Berwick
Pass over the middle
receiver.
intended for Jared Watts, defended
It's a nice
beautifully
play.
by number
Again, the middle of the
33,
field has been vulnerable for
Sean
both
Kuba,
teams.
knocking the ball away.
Kuba makes a great play
Stops the
here,
clock,
batting the ball
7:35
away.
to go. 4th and 13 for Berwick.
So Dallas's defense makes the stop. They'll get the ball back. This punt team has had some trouble tonight. Skarkuski in. Good snap. Murray almost blocked it. They have come so close tonight. have the Dallas Mountaineers. So 7:27 remaining in this fourth quarter.
Alex
Here's the schedule
Roszkowski
ahead
on the
for the
Berwick
Mountaineers.
punt.
Next week, they'll be at home. They'll host Pittston area, then a very good Scranton prep team. Hit the road for 2 coach, and then end the season. Last year, they upset Lake Lehman. We'll see what happens this year.
It's going to be a
43-yard punt.
trying
returned
schedule, to
by
say the least.
The Bulldogs. Dallas, 1st and 10 from their 37-yard line.
33-yard punt. Dallas at their own 37. Both coaches, very good friends. No, this one, though, is not over. Moransky gets out of bounds.
They're going to have to control the clock as best they possibly can. First down, stop the clock. Using sideline to stop the clock.
Pass completed.
7:20 to go. They've
Knocked
got
out
a
of
task
bounds
at their
by
hands.
the Bulldog defense, Evan Klinger, for a 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6 from the Dallas 41.
Again, Dallas not a team that's going to throw the ball downfield and hit those big plays. They're going to have to use an intelligent drive here to get back in. Trailing by 10. Almost intercepted by the Bulldogs. No ruling on the field yet. Here,
Pass over
we'll
the
take a
middle,
look
waiting
at it.
for the call.
He may have caught that and then fumbled
Pass
it when he
was
ran into his own
intercepted
player.
by Wilk. Does he maintain possession? Yes, he does.
The call on the
fumble
field
caused
is
by
an
the Browns.
interception.
Burrows maintains possession. Turnover for the Bulldogs.
Agree with that?
I'm not sure. If you use the concept that you have to complete the play, going to the ground, he never held on to the football. But it is what it is.
So the second turnover of the night for the Mountaineers is a key one.
Yeah, Dallas has 2 timeouts left. We'll see how they're going to approach this.
Again, Berwick has won 6 straight over this Dallas team. Looking for number 7. Klinger with a nice run, nice hole inside Mountaineer territory.
9-yard gain.
Looks like he's cramped up.
Second and 1 from the Dallas 41.
That's nice patience. You see as he approached the line of scrimmage, he's not just running into people. He's looking for that wide open space.
Shoemaker breaks a tackle, but the rest of the Dallas team
Wow.
tries to get him, but a tough run
Shoemaker on second, third effort.
by the junior.
Picks up a key Berwick first down.
You have these runners with low center of gravity. It's
Hit
you
at
got to
the
wrap them up when you
43.
hit them.
He's moving to the 39, first down.
There's one missed
Berwick.
tackle. There's another missed tackle.
So
Great effort. Great effort by
Shoemaker on
Shoemaker.
his own picks up a Sunbury Motors first down. And it's a key one for Berwick. Keeps the clock rolling. Force to Knorr. Pick up a 10.
Pass to the left sideline, completed to Denver Knorr.
That gets the crowd back into this one.
Force. Knocked out of bounds. Close to the first down.
Again, the quarterback kept the play alive.
And it is.
Nice catch by the receiver.
A Berwick first down. To the 29-yard line. First and 10 Bulldogs.
Yeah, when Berwick has needed something, they've gone to the air. And for the most
That's
part,
been their most
yeah,
effective approach offensively.
Force has done a nice job for the most part. Flag right in the middle.
Penalty
Procedure.
flag on the play.
False start. Offense. Replay first. Run.
I'm curious as to the amount of yardage and penalties that Berwick has. It may be approaching 3 figures.
I agree. We'll get our stats guy on that. The fullback. Huge run. Gets back a big chunk of that yardage. Keeps the clock rolling.
Again, you watch this run, his center of gravity is just impressive. He's low to the ground. Drops that shoulder, keeps his legs moving.
Last week, Shoemaker had 57 yards, more than that tonight. Inside the Plaza House Furniture red zone for Shoemaker, and it's another Sunbury Motors first down.
He's been very impressive this second half.
Tackled by number 42, Lenny Kelly.
We talk about Klinger coming in, and for good reason, but it's been the Shoemaker show here late in the contest.
He's listed at 5'9", 191. I'm not sure he's 5'9".
We won't measure him. A little bit different runner than Klinger is. Keeps his feet.
His balance is excellent. You know, you're always looking for backs that are low center of gravity, balance, take hits, and keep their legs moving.
At the 9-yard line, gain of 4. 2nd and 6 from the 9.
You know, when you're coaching running backs, you go through a drill where they're running, they put their hand down on the ground to keep their balance. There's a good example of it. Actually does wonders for you in a game.
This time Dallas up to the task.
Shoemaker
keeps the clock rolling. Though we're under 5 in this game. Berwick looking to go 2-0.
Made at the line of scrimmage.
And make it a 7th straight win over the Mountaineers.
Now, if they hold them
Tackled
here.
At the 9 for no gain. 3rd and 6.
Again, 5 Dallas players around the football.
No, Dallas definitely will be a team to be reckoned with. They're going to win some games this year. But watch out for next year. There are a lot of sophomores on this team and freshmen.
Berwick calls a timeout.
Coach Sheptock
with the time clock running down.
Calls the timeout. 4:08 remaining, and they're leading by 10, 17-7. So Berwick has some games coming up. Wyoming area is going to be tough next week. They'll hit the road. Wyoming area losing now to Crestwood in the 4th quarter. Sealands Grove, a very talented 4A team out of District 4. Valley West is always a key game on the 13th, and Williamsport, one of the best teams in District 2. They're 6A, and they'll be on the road for that to end the season.
Curious here as what Coach Sheptock's approach is going to be. I'm sure that the Mountaineers are going to stack that line of scrimmage, anticipating Shoemaker or a run. It would be an interesting concept to go a little play action here and throw the football.
4 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the contest. 3rd and 6 from the 9.
3rd down on the way. This one's drive started after the interception. Great balance by Shoemaker. They're going to be up to the 5.
Shoemaker on the carry, up the center of the formation.
Your Coach Manella, do you call timeout here?
The Dallas defense.
Yeah, I would have.
On 4th down.
Ball spotted at the 5.
A 4th down on the way. For Bulldogs, and it looks like they'll go for it.
From the Scooby check.
They need to pick up about
from the 5.
2 yards for the first down. Go back to Shoemaker.
Second effort.
Well, hit in the backfield, but gets ahead to the 2. First and goal.
Shoemaker on the carry.
Berwick after a Sunbury Motors first down.
Near to the first down. It is a Berwick first down. First and goal.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, coach. It started right at midfield. And this one you have to give to the offensive line.
Absolutely. And the running back. Shoemaker's broken numerous tackles on all of his runs.
There's the balance, and there's the payoff. Touchdown, Berwick, and Owen Shoemaker.
Berwick touchdown. Right side, 2-yard run. Makes the score 23-7.
It's a Plaza House Furniture touchdown for the Bulldogs.
The point after.
And they could take the 17-point lead back.
Effort.
Marshman on for the extra point, and it's blocked. And it will go incomplete, so the lead to 16 instead.
Point after.
3:04 remaining in this game.
Berwick 23.
But that could be the winning drive for the Bulldogs.
3 minutes and 4 seconds remaining. Fourth quarter.
Here you look at it again.
Very impressive run. Sometimes those 2-yard runs are spectacular.
So not much happened in that third quarter, but this fourth quarter, both teams have put touchdowns on the board. Dallas had a chance in this one to get back into it, coach. They had the field position, but a big interception and a bigger drive.
10-play drive for the Bulldogs to put their third touchdown on the board tonight. Marshman to kick off for the Bulldogs.
Marshman has had a big leg tonight from the kickoff. This one will go out of bounds, so Dallas will get decent field position in this one. So here's our schedule for the rest of the way. Next week we'll be up at Valley West as Delaware Valley comes to town. Both teams now trailing in the fourth quarter.
Marshman's kickoff went out of bounds.
Then we'll have the rally by the river at Sealands Grove and Shikellamy.
Put the ball into play at the
Abington Heights takes on Valley View.
35.
West Scranton, North Pocono. Prep at Honesdale. Danville at Southern Columbia coming up. And then we'll see Tunkhannock and Old Forge later on in the season. So that's our schedule. Next week, we could have two teams looking to get back into the win column. We'll see how it plays out. Kind of surprised about Valley West. Stunning loss last week to Scranton. And maybe even a bigger loss tonight as they trail by 6 to Hazelton. At home.
Starbuck, the quarterback, keeps the ball, run up the center of the formation. Noah Craig, Joe Lynn there to beat him.
Nice run, but it's not going to get it done with 2:45 to go.
Starbuck making something out of nothing on his own. It's going to be close to a first down.
Tackle from behind by number 42, Eric Montas.
Definitely a competitor.
Yeah, he certainly is.
Josh Snyder also assisting. 3rd and 1 from the 43.
Clock will stop now on the first down. It's a Sunbury Motors first down.
Attention, attention.
But we're under 2 minutes to play here at Crispin Field in Berwick. Most of the Dallas faithful,
Report to the 12th man.
especially the student section, has filed out here.
In the Mulberry Street
With their team
zone.
trailing by 16 and
Danny Lemon
about to go to 1-1 on the
The 12th
season.
man Booster Club booth. Snap is fumbled by the quarterback.
So
recovered.
Berwick coach came right out, went to the no huddle, spread the field out, put up 14 first quarter points, and that was the difference in this one. I
It
think.
was. And the passing game, Alex Force was right on the money for a couple of the
Bring up
balls that
second
got them
and
into the end
17
zone.
From the 39.
Beckhorn with a couple big catches himself, the senior. In and out of the hands of Wilkes for Berwick, almost picked off.
Pass by Starbach down the center of the field. Tipped by Berwick's number 7, Tegan Wilk. Ball falls incomplete, stops the clock with 1:15 to go in the contest.
So Rich Spinello get back to that film probably tomorrow morning.
Third and 17
Or
for
tonight.
Dallas.
The coaches will be tonight.
Take a look at this one tonight and may look at some opportunities lost, especially on special teams where they forced Berwick into a couple of botched punts. Had opportunities, but couldn't convert. On the other side, Coach Sheptock's going to look at the penalties.
Center's
Yeah,
Almost cost them.
they're going to have to clean that up. There's
Bulldog pressure forces
a
the
number of
pass.
penalties that really did make a whole lot of
Third and
sense.
17 with a
Well,
minute
sideline,
left
you
to
can
go.
control that, especially after you're warned. But it could be just one guy, but that's why you have the assistant coaches and the managers and everything on the sideline to back people up.
There's a backup coach.
Yep.
And that's a get back.
So on fourth down, Dallas will go for it. And it's a sack for the Bulldogs as J.J. Schneider gets his first sack of the season.
Quarterback is sacked in the backfield. Tom Monahan.
And that will turn it over on downs
We'll
and
see
pretty
him
much
taking
wrap
an
this
eight.
one up. Yep.
Yeah.
Quarterback sack for the Bulldogs. Berwick will take
So
over
2
with
sacks on the night
6 to go in the
for the
contest
Bulldogs.
and leading 23-7.
One in the first half, and that one right there. And the defense played very well. Gave up 7 points last week to Hazleton. They'll go up 7 tonight to Dallas. And the Berwick defense looking pretty good so far early on in this season. Very competitive game, though, Coach.
Yeah, it was. And again, the Dallas defense, I thought, played pretty well. They gave up 23 points, but they restricted the running game to ineffectiveness for most of the game. And Shoemaker was the difference in the latter part of the fourth quarter. So that's something to hang their hat on, that they defended the run pretty well.
Yeah, they trailed by 14, but they collapsed in on that running game and really made Forrest pass the ball, and he was up to the challenge too when needed.
Forrest takes the final knee.
Well, Dallas is going to have to re-examine what they're doing offensively, I think. Obviously, they try to throw the ball a little bit. Whether they're able to throw the ball downfield or not, I don't know.
So the clock will roll out. The final score will be Berwick 23, Dallas 7. Berwick now 2-0 on the season. Dallas falls to 1-1. Aaron Dugan trying to get our Plaza House Furniture players of the game out of that line. And our players will be the quarterback, Alex Force, and the running back who put this one away, Owen Shoemaker. So, Coach, as she's doing that, your final thoughts, you mentioned a little bit right there. Coming out of this, what do you take out of it?
Well, again, I think Berwick's offense can be very effective. I was really impressed with Alex Force. He's coming into the season not expecting to be the quarterback. He's adjusted pretty well for the first 2 games. And he throws a nice ball. He seems to have a lot of poise back in the pocket. He'll run when he has to, but he just keeps his head downfield. So that's a very positive thing for the Bulldogs. And again, did we expect Shoemaker to be a big difference tonight? I certainly didn't. We focused on Evan Klinger to be the guy that's going to carry the ball, and Shoemaker was excellent.
He definitely did it behind a very good offensive line.
Take care, everyone. Good night. Final score, 23.
Now here, the other thing, Bob, both teams are relatively young. Richie's going to have to make sure that his kids pick out the bright spots, the positives, more so than some of the negatives, and keep building towards that.
And it looks like Aaron's ready on the field with our players of the game. Aaron?
That's right, Bob. I have our players of the game, and I have a lot of people very intently watching to make sure that they get their props. So we're going to start out with number 39, Owen Shoemaker, tonight. Talk to me about your line, first of all, getting some big holes for you and allowing you to do what you did tonight.
Man, I wouldn't have done anything without my line. They did a tremendous job, and I couldn't have asked them for this win and even me scoring and just everybody doing everything. They did a great job.
How about your defense coming to play tonight?
Our defense, there's nothing better than Berwick defense. We're just Berwick, so there's nothing better than that.
Take me through that last play going for it on 4th and 2. What was going through your head?
I just needed to score, put the game away, and get my team to 2-0. So.
All right, great job, great job. How about Alex, our QB tonight, right over here? Talk to me about just coming out tonight with so much poise, and talk to me about what you saw out there.
You know, all we've been hearing all week is how Dallas has been hitting the weight room, everything. They're coming to play. We didn't believe the hype, we came out and we did what we had to do and we just put it away.
How about the atmosphere here tonight? It was your home opener. Were you looking forward to this all season long?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Our student section was great, our fans were great, and we showed out.
So how good can this team be this year?
I mean, the sky's the limit for us. You never know. It's the Dogs. We can go however far we want to.
All right, great job tonight, guys.
Thank you.
So those are our Plaza House Furniture players of the game. Our next game here on MyTV will be up at Wyoming Valley West in Kingston next week as Delaware Valley comes to town to take on the Spartans. If you want to get any scores and finals, go to nepafootball.com. Coach, thanks for joining us. We'll see you in a couple weeks, right?
Absolutely, Bob. It's my pleasure.
Okay, the final score once again, Berwick with their 7th straight win over Dallas. Tonight scored 23-7. Good night, everyone.
This is Friday Night Rivals on MyTV WQMY.